Baaji.
Bismillah, Mr. Baaji.
Before we left for the break, we were talking about your conversation with the NIA Directorate. About how you wanted to run the organization during your tenure as Director General. And some of the things that were happening in the agency which you wanted to stop. So now let's take it from there. But in spite of what you told your colleagues, your agents at the NIA, unlawful arrests and detentions continued at the NIA. You would agree?
No, Mr. Baaji said, NIA, but we Kamul Muda, Mayan Guaniluan, Alua Manta, Abefana, Ibamol Tajiria, you tend to Jeffo.
Tajiria.
Yes. Totality. In fact, we have compiled a list of documented illegal detentions at the NIA. And in your 1-year tenure at the NIA, a minimum of 50 people were detained unlawfully. Do you agree? I'm not aware. Can you tell us what procedures existed at the NIA in order to monitor the detentions of the people who were brought there?
Silang said, for isa phone NIA gero. Ikasila sila jumalel noma nin kamala ko mol meke narije kila ko nin ke noma sata. Ikasila jumalel ta.
Mbenna dalilo dila mi yar nan ko makalamta.
I'll give you a reason why I said I wasn't aware. Answer my question first. We would later come to your reasons. What procedures were in place to monitor detentions during your tenure? Anyone that comes there, we write down your name. And if you were to go anywhere or if anything is to happen to you, there is someone there who is responsible. And if you are leaving the place too, we write it down. And there are people too who are responsible for that as well. And that book would be a detention register, correct?
Detention register wala mol men katara maroko no jega men nareje ta tol kasafe men kono.
Yes. And have you ever monitored whether all the detentions that occurred during your time were lawful detentions?
Fo ite harje yesilo e harje woni tala banka ko nyin ka no masada ka lo mol men be yalon ko ye nareje ite la wato kono je wato be nyaton kala je min be nareje ye mutaje fo ila ni luwata tala bang wala muto bang. Hani?
No. So, but I have reasons. Yes, what are your reasons? Under my stewardship,
operational side.
Anything happening on the side of operations, I handed that over to my deputy, who was Momodo Haidara.
Because
he was someone who had been there for a long time.
And he knows the place.
Adwa molonjir.
And he knows the people there.
Safu ay jamalo ikonol.
I can say that he knows most people there.
Osani doku ke sanji jama.
Because he has worked with them for many years.
Ngaji kiko.
And I had to believe that.
Ko atele sekeno moti mi yalon ko asin operation ni handle.
He would be the person to be able to handle operations.
Katun kontini mu nyatun koti.
Because me, despite being the head,
Be ngadula soto be responsible mi wolom administration wonit.
the place that I am responsible for is administration.
Wati do katala jele.
Sometimes I'm there,
Wati do mantaraji.
at other times I am not there.
Oto sai ni ko doku eta nyama.
Therefore, if we say that the work should proceed,
Wajibu wala ngadoku tala nyotem.
it is only right that we distribute the responsibilities.
Ba atele bente noma.
Since he was deputizing,
Ngaji kiko afana responsibility na soto.
I believe that he too has responsibility.
What responsibility wala nyinti ko aitra operational side.
And that responsibility is that he be on the side of operations.
Atele be mol doku di la mol la miliyalon ko nyanta wo doku kel.
He would assign the responsibilities to the various people who will carry them out.
And I agree with you that
Sante mawala
delegation of responsibility is very important.
dogo nyinka talantala molte mo kuma ta bagala dogo glato.
But delegation of responsibility
Barika dogo di mola
does not absolve the delegator of that responsibility,
Omo-
of his
Omar-
own responsibility.
o mari ni me yalon katela munyato ngo ma itin ne kutandi ko atella fawra dogo menti anyan o munyana manyana takela ka bori ala fawra dogo ka di dola.
Do you agree?
Isonta wala map.
Sontala.
I agree.
And do you agree that as the head of the institution, in fact you are a soldier, you know the doctrine of command responsibility, don't you?
Ko etela munyato ko ti dingira nyindo jo wato andum hanu nyaaw nyafa ni soja rolti yalon ne ko nyato ka do ko la talarango talambulo ka tama nyame yalon.
Ah.
Yes.
And you knew that as the commander or as the superior, you are responsible for the unlawful conduct of your men in the official execution of their duties.
Yenyi lon ko tumalame le dile ma itele munyato ko to dingira nyindo woto ita juye ni mun kan dumol di kaje ko ila do kula men yalon ko be ko to jeto barol do ne kamen ke yalon ko ni luwa mantay pour waydam fo
Ha?
Yes.
And you know that it is your responsibility as their superior to prevent violations where you know they are about to be committed.
kandu ni kam fan dumole fanande ko ni ko ku yaja ka be abina kila je me alon ko nyanta tinyala mbada tinyar kulam ila ni kan dumolde pour bantamilo ko ni nyata kanake.
Ah.
Yes.
You also know that your failure to punish or bring to book your subordinates who commit violations would lead to responsibility on your part.
Ye infana
that
don
violation,
ko mbe kele kam boyolti ni ya tra ya mu ni nyalan ko do ko le koto ye kuge me alon ko ani luwa manta andu manna kulwo le kan hanin ka bi duno ni bina murle tamari le kayta nyaton ko fo.
Ah.
Yes.
And as such,
O dalilo kan
whether you delegated responsibility to Haidara or not,
fo ye do ko di haidara bura fana ya ke fa ma imake
ultimately
o baro nyaonya
you are responsible for the violations of the rights of the 50 Gambians who were detained unlawfully.
motal lulol me yalon ko ila nyaton ka wicho nyingo ne men narji maraji men luwa manta wala nyanta tinyame late kan aduno be tele kan.
Ari?
No.
Why do you say that?
Mune ya sabu yo fo
Atum haidara ya appoint ko inte appoint nyame.
Because Haidara was appointed the same way as I was appointed.
Ya appoint ni kama pro ay assist.
He was appointed to assist me.
Oto nata antibe mutare dulado to atinyanta dulado mutara.
So therefore, if I am occupied in other areas, he too should also be doing some other, performing his duties at other areas.
Ninte kombe administration otal.
If I want to perform my administration duties,
Kombe operation tal.
and also to take charge of operations,
Obe failure le natila to the institution.
that will bring a failure to the institution.
Adun toke.
And I will not do that,
Because amanke siloti.
because that is not right.
Wale anne ya yente appoint.
That was why I was appointed.
Yeah, ate appoint.
And he was appointed.
The director for operation appoint.
And the director of operations was appointed, and other directors as well.
We fana yam doko mutanga nyodema aita nyanta taranya.
So that they too will carry out their responsibilities and together will assist each other to move the work forward.
So your view is that because he is also appointed, you are not responsible as his superior for his misconduct in the line of duty.
Amunde te kunitela kunna miro mendole mindugo tumala mena ya tafanantala ko yeta nyame woto wodalilo kan atela do ko me alon ka ya ke menni luwa manda ka molla nyantol tinya o manke kan du noti te memu nyaton ko tije
Anu mo fon.
I didn't say that.
What are you saying?
sai kamuna fa
Ngani fo wala nyiti ko.
What I said is that
Ni doko dital.
when he is given his assignments,
Wajibu wolong ayala doko ka nyanta kalenya.
it is proper that he does his job in
Ni
the
mbota
proper way.
kalamta ko amala doko ka nya.
murun kay rek makanka
Nko wajibu wolong ala doko ayaka nya.
It is incumbent upon him to do his work as expected.
Ni mbota kalamta ko ala doko doko anyanta mikel amaka nya.
If I become aware that he has failed to do his duties as
Ko mun
expected,
defana wajibu wolti ngana lodu lata nyanta minta.
it will be incumbent upon me to take a stance on that issue.
That is precisely my point.
wala mfana kumoti
You knew that these violations were happening at the NIA when you started there.
yalo na ko nyanda tinyala mbe kerde mare nyin tinyaro mbe kere nje janito je kumasla yalo na wolbe kering NIA je
You knew that.
yolone
Ngami kalamuta je wolong
What I was aware was that
wala nyinte ko na kalamuta ko mul.
I was aware that
mo bute nyala je.
someone was beaten in my presence there.
Wo kalamuta je.
I'm aware of that.
But that aside, you knew that the NIA was a place where people were being tortured.
bar hanu ko la fana yalo na ko NIA mu dingiral de may yalo ko ikamol samba jele ke bute mbate ke tajira ya
Ngamoyle
I heard it.
But let us not make things difficult.
kana
This
ko
is
ko
a
yande
fact
nyumram tonyati
that you knew.
ko yalo ne
That is why you said
wala ya sabi ko
you summoned a meeting of the leaders and told them you wanted that culture to stop.
ko wala ya sa ya fo ifon wala kuma kan kono ko wala ya sa biriye ta nyaton kayra je nyaton ko kuma ni min be NIA je ko iye katen ni nako bara sifal be kering NIA je ay dang
ha
Yes,
fole
I said
adu
that.
na fodi dalil kan ko
I
ye
said
mo
that.
bute nyala amandiyan.
I said that with a reason, because someone was beaten in my presence, which I did not like.
Adu man la fi ay suto.
And I don't want it to happen.
We agree with that.
santa wala
Yo adu flanjam fana.
And secondly,
Ka detention o min fo.
the detention that has been talked about,
Na kalamuta ko mo dol soton tanu miliyar ko ke mutanun je.
I was aware that there were some people who were being detained there.
Melong in nejele me kalam neje nyala.
I don't know them and I have not seen them
Ko
with my eyes.
kibaron kame soto ko ni mol ka duñu wala official ni mol ka duñu wala samananji.
But this is information that I got that officials would have problems with private individuals and then they will
Let us not go back.
Ye yamar.
Yes.
I advised them.
We noted what you said. You stopped all, you claim you informed them that all this misconduct must stop. All these illegal activities must stop.
ye im kala mudan ni nyina ko ku bara sifal men be keri men ni silo man taw be nyana bulala ka katariyarin ke
The
Yes.
inquiry now
ani nyinin karum men desay
is what have you done to ensure that it has stopped?
ite mun kata kullel fere ka je ko bara sifal ni ay dang
Nse baro na baro min kije wolo nyiti ko.
What I did is,
Ni mun tol na staff wolti.
those that were our staff,
Wati bela doko keka.
each time they are performing their duties,
Ke hakilo bulandi ko be doko min ne salon ko be konti bola.
I used to remind them that the work that they do, they would be accounted for.
Adu ka doko min fananke salon ko ikake nyom badimol le.
And the work that they do, they should also know that they are doing that to their own relatives.
In essence, you constantly remind them of their responsibility.
mun da nyin kamala ko wato wate ke hakilo bulandi le mun mi la do ko ti nyana kamenke
Have you ever examined the detention register to see whether people were being unlawfully detained or not?
fo inana ka nyim buko nyi min detention register nyi ka mol to sagada me men narje pour tara maroko no inana ka yelale yakono jube banka lo mol nanga mo me na de jam pour que sindi jeba
I never did that.
Okay. Now I am telling you. Just a moment. Now I am telling you. We will come to that. Now I am telling you that upon examination of the detention register by us, we have discovered that at least 50 people have been unlawfully detained during your time as Director General. How do you react to that?
It will surprise me.
But it would not have surprised you if you had looked at the book.
I never opened that book to look at it, but I had a report that came to me on a daily basis.
So after
and I told them that I give them a specific time which no one should be detained above, and if there was anyone that was detained beyond that time I gave them, that would surprise me.
Well, I can, just a moment. I can give you the book to see for yourself. So you can see those who've been unlawfully detained.
I do not dispute that. That what is in the book is not there. I do not dispute that. But what I want to clarify here is that the one that writes on that book is under someone.
But that is neither here nor there. The important thing here, Mr. Baaji, is that during your time, people continued to be unlawfully detained at the NIA.
I'm not aware.
Well, the thing is, this book would have easily told you that people were still being unlawfully detained. You did not look at it.
I didn't take the book because that was the work of other people, but I took reports on a daily basis. There were people responsible for that sector.
So,
if anyone overstayed, even if I did not go through the book, I should have been aware, because the one who writes in the book, if I told people we are doing their work as expected, or if we all decided to do our work as expected, if any detainee stayed for a long time, I should have been aware.
Proceed.
Anyone that stays there for a long time, then I should have been informed.
Mr. Baaji,
but if at all that happened,
I agree with you. You should have known. You should have known. But you did not make the effort to know. If you had done the effort to know, it's quite easy and very obvious. Because the book is here.
What I want to put to you, this book that you have is a past book. Today, if you want any record, they can bring it. But every day I was there, there's an activity. The same way they have their responsibilities, recording. I also have my responsibilities the same way. That's why, if I want to take that responsibility, every day.
Did you understand your responsibilities as Director General.
Fo kake korda tiyo manda kake nyaton koti NIA fo yela doku ni yalon na bang ya fahamle mu la doku
Yes. What was your work?
Mu la doku ti
na doku follow ka doku duani ka samba.
First off is to take to manage the institution.
Let me make it a whole lot easier. Did you realize that you had administrative responsibility of the institution?
Yes.
Did you realize that you had supervisory responsibility over the work of the agents and elements of the NIA?
Yes.
Do you realize that you had responsibility to ensure that your staff did their work properly? Answer the question.
Who are responsible for that?
Answer the question. Do you know that you had responsibility to ensure that your staff did their work properly?
Yes.
And that if you fail to do that, you would ultimately be responsible for the failures of your staff.
You
know that?
No.
But you told me that you are a soldier. You know the law of superior responsibility and command responsibility.
Yes.
And you know that for your men, you are responsible for their illegal conduct if you are aware that they are going to do it and did not stop it, or they did it and you did not punish.
I said it.
And equally, you are head of the NIA and they were still illegally detaining people.
That is what I am telling you. I wasn't aware.
I am telling you that you did not take the steps to find out.
I took steps.
What steps did you take?
Because there was someone that I gave that responsibility to. And that person I gave that responsibility had someone who was assisting him.
So as far as you are concerned, once you have delegated the responsibility to somebody else, your responsibility is complete. It's finished.
No.
So what are you telling us?
What I'm telling you is that the people that I gave responsibility to, I kept reminding them what their responsibilities were, and also what I want them to do. If they fail to do it, if I am aware, I will take action. But if I am not aware, I cannot do anything about it. Because I also believe that the work that I was given, they gave it to me. Let us not so that I go ahead and do it.
Let's not expand it too much. I agree with you that knowledge is absolutely important. But What the first point I tried to make to you is you did not make an effort to find out. Because the easiest you mentioned, when a person comes, it is registered. You are registering in because you want to monitor. Correct or not? Yes, exactly. But did you monitor? Did you check the book, the record for the monitoring? Did you check it? What I said, did you or did you not? You have to make progress. This little point is keeping us here. So answer the question.
Responsibility
what I want, the person responsible for that is there.
Okay. So you
responsibility
my responsibility is to inquire from him.
Okay.
Whether he was performing his duties as expected.
Thank you very much. But beyond that, did you check this?
I had my list.
Okay, just like I have my list. Did you ever check that the list was correct? Did you ever?
I looked at my list. I never went to the book. I take what is presented to me.
So you never checked whether what you were given was correct.
Yes, I did that.
But you just told us you never checked the book.
Ask me how I did it.
Tell us.
Sometimes when I come early to work in the morning, sometimes I go around and check. And I try to confirm whether the list that they gave me is this number of emails that are actually inside.
And then?
I confirm, that's what I'm saying.
But the question is, do you check whether they are illegally detained?
Saying meaning government wala mindiko fo ika jubele ka tonya ende fo ni moldu ye sindi jande luanta yakamba
ika jubele ko kari nin kari le bejang. Do you confirm jube ko kari was unlawfully detained?
You check to confirm that the
atunko na dalilo nyinete ko mo manya na tarlaje min tambita 72 hours.
I never did that because my reason was no one should be there for more than 72 hours.
But you would agree with me that unfortunately you did not check whether they were there for more than 72 hours.
Bare leson na manyindala ko buko nyi ma jube ka tonya yandi ko tonya nyimol me yesindi ja mentan beta 72 hours la.
Yes, you did not check whether they were in fact detained there for more than 72 hours.
Ako yeku ma jube ka tonya fo min tonya yesindi ja menga tande montoro montoro tan taworo wala ni nulla fula sorry.
I looked at it.
Well, you could not huff and puff at the same time. You told us you did not look at it. You told us that when you took your list, you only checked who was there. So
when I took my list, and it shows me that these are the number of people detained. When I come, I don't consult anyone. I go there myself to confirm which type of people are here, how many people are here. I do that to confirm really that the list that I was given is the actual.
Mr. Baaji, I accepted that you said that. The point here is,
you
did not check whether those people were those people on the list whether they were unlawfully detained or not.
Ko men wala nyindi ko mol men to be kaito bala jama be ko na ima jube fo ila muto je fani luwa taral ma fani luwa manda.
Mentela jero to ntima mutanu kan luwa tata. Because mamuta ko mobi je mutamta 72 hours.
But just
my own observation, I took it that it was in line with the law because I did not believe that anyone was detained for more than 72 hours.
Well, if you made an assumption, clearly your assumption is wrong.
Ni fansun kunna miro di ba senera janko ila o miro kunna mira lo nyinga amantil tonya ya.
It's wrong.
Amantiling.
Anyway, nteka record sol mi shoton.
Anyway, based on the records that I had, those that were forwarded to me, nothing is there or was there that showed me that there was anyone who was detained beyond that time.
Mr. Baaji, I haven't manufactured the documents.
Mr. Baaji,
Accept.
This is your book.
Sonta.
Accept.
Agency.
And it is your book that shows the date of arrest and detention and the date of release. And you can easily tell that some people were detained for months without release or without being taken to court. And that is unlawful. You agree?
Yes. Okay.
Just, I will give you a chance. Give you a chance, but let's just answer the question. All right? So what I am trying to show you is that list which you took and you looked around as to who was there and how many detainees were there. You did not check whether their detentions were still lawful. Do you agree that or you don't agree? If you agree, we move on. If you disagree, we revisit it until we arrive at a logical conclusion. Let's make it easy. Speak the truth.
Accept that. What you are saying, anyone that is detained there is on the record. It can be something that happened. But I want to show you this. Some people could be there. When I was selecting, at the time that I was accepting the appointment, they had been there for a month already. Or they would have been there for 2 or 3 weeks already.
So,
if such instances happen, and if you put all of them together, it will affect me. And this could have been the case.
No. Mr. Baaji. Okay, let's do it painstakingly. In August, you are Director General, correct?
Director General.
Yes. Rohiyatu Fadia was arrested 23 October 2008.
Yamuta Goskaro to the 2008.
You are Director General at the time, correct?
Yes.
She was detained for 7 days. Released on 30 October 2008.
October 2008.
That was unlawful. You agree?
Yes.
So this is not put on you. This is not something that happened before your time, and it is put on you.
manke kude me ya lon ko ni na maro ay ngay men voya manke kude me ya lon ko ya le kanne ka fo ko itarta je ne jannite bina makamo nyintala palaso nyintala.
You agree? Let's just answer the question.
Isonda nyini ngaro nyinjabi.
No.
Yes, good. Take that.
Ibrahim Marong. I'm just giving you example. Was arrested 6 November.
Ibrahim Marong November
2008.
2008 sangono.
You are Director General. He was released after 2 months. In January 2009.
2009 sango.
So you see, his arrest and detention is not lumped onto your plate.
Ya jere membe jang aning Ibrahim Maron na muto nying amanna amanke jannite bina kala nyato ngoti je.
It happened under your watch.
Aketela korosiro le koto.
Yusuf Akor was arrested 2nd November 2008.
Ya muta November karo tilifula 2008.
Detained for 20 days.
Ya maraje tilimwa.
Released 22nd November.
Miyabula November karo tilimwanga nimfula
2008
sangono.
Unlawfully detained.
Luanta yakang.
You agree?
Atarta moroko isondola.
Mo kalamuta.
I wasn't aware of that.
Well, your book says he was arrested and detained.
Ila buko ko iya mutala ya sindije.
Mbala wala nko.
Yes, I don't dispute that. What I'm saying is that I'm the one who wasn't aware.
You see, it is easy to sit here and say, I am not aware of it. But you see, you are responsible for what happened at the NIA during this period. The thing is, we cannot interpret that.
What I'm not aware, I will say I'm not aware because I do not want what happened to me to happen to others.
Well, you can say that, but what I am trying to put to you is this was your tool.
It
was your tool to monitor. You agree that if you had looked at it, you would see that illegal detentions were happening.
You
failed to look at it.
No.
Did you look at it?
I got records.
The question is,
it wasn't my responsibility to be checking the book. There were several people whose responsibilities were to check the book.
Mr. Baaji, did you check the book or did you not check the book?
Buko ni majube na fole kabin follow dula nte kuma fola min man soto majube nko ikaliso le prepare.
Do you agree that if you had looked at the book you would have seen that people still continued to be illegally detained?
So ile son na nyimale ko ning ayata buko ni ya jube lanu iba be seneyale ma ibalon na ko hanin kabim ibe mol mutakan jande luwanta yakan.
What's the soto no?
Yes, that could be
Wobe Keller.
As a soto no.
Could be.
Ntela woman can tell a phone call to put on a buko jubi because no fana beje min na doko moti.
It's not my responsibility to come and look at the book.
Why were you asking for reports?
Report?
Well, you told the commission that you used to receive reports about who was detained.
Those reports were there, and it's not only me, because that is a practice I found there.
Why were you asking for those reports?
Confirm how many people were there.
Don't you think that you could have also gone to the book to confirm?
I believe that what is on the book is what reflected on the list.
And you would agree with me that you never bothered to go to the source to find out whether it is true or false.
Ebe son na manyimala ko inana manta puri fon kunni yeda ya tonya yande ya long membe fuduri buko nyin kono ya long ifanwe.
Wodi wogbe ko yalla mal.
Well, that would be difficult.
Well,
alil kam ko molle bente fanan ko to mili yalla ko responsibility dila.
For the reason that there were people under me whose responsibility it was to do that.
Natran sobita ko imantre la doko ke kanyam.
If I became suspicious that they weren't doing their work as expected,
Be wulale ngata nga jube ko ka ko dol kenya.
I would get up and go there and check it. Just as I
Niela molle lon ko mollo mili yalla ko seasoned officers or experienced people.
But these were seasoned and experienced officers.
So my expect ko ibinala
Baaji,
fake
Mr.
report
Baaji,
kana ko samanya.
just allow me to ask follow-on questions. Otherwise, we won't end.
Okay.
Silo din na mga nyini karo ke ni ndende ndaban nabi.
You accepted that these seasoned officers were also unlawfully detaining people.
Bari yin kala mu telefon ko nyim mol me an ko do kula le me beje me lon do soro ifana mu mol me an ko tenten dal ka mol mu tajel wonta yakan.
That's why you wanted to stop it.
Wala sabu ite fa wala kunno ila ta ka ko nyin dang.
True or false?
O nyafu fania.
Motije nte safuno minna kare mo natina ja lande amal lande dalilka.
There is no one that I can point to say that he has brought in someone and detained that person without any reason.
Just a moment. Just a moment. But you knew that was happening.
Bari yin lon ko nyimbe keri njele.
Asoton tali ko le foy wo soton tali.
It used to happen.
Adun kabinna to wala kitan na force fon ko to address di ngamin ke ka tandi ko malla fi ko sifa allaji.
When I came, that was my first address that I made.
So ni ko sifa soton ta jawoto abikalante jakaloliti.
So if such practices continue,
Because my expect ko nyanta kala jele.
that would be a surprise to me because I do not expect such things to
My
happen.
point
No ko menti.
is you did not do what you should have done in order to know whether it was happening or not.
Imman ku ke me an ko nyanda ka wala ke ka long me mune be buko nyin kono membe safirinje.
Na kala.
I did it.
You did not look at the book.
Imman buko nyin jube.
Mo ko to jube.
Yes, I did not look at the book.
Because buko ba fayene, itela record so ba fay.
The book, it's on its own, and my records are on their own.
Just and you did not check whether your records were correct or not.
Ni safero nyin membe yin kayto bala ma jube ka long fo membe je fo atilinda la ma fama tiling.
Okay.
Yes,
How did you do it?
Ya ke nyaadi le.
Wala explain jam.
this is what I just explained here.
But what you explained here is you went around and you checked who was detained there. Correct?
Come again with the question.
You checked who was detained at the NIA.
Ya jube ka long jumale be Morocco no NIA je.
You also checked the numbers of people who were detained there.
Ya jube fanan ka long mo jelle be Morocco no NIA je.
You told us you did not check whether the detentions were illegal.
Ye infonye ko e ma jube ka long fo mo membe Morocco no je fo fo ni luwa tara la ban.
True or false?
To nya ko fania.
Wo fale.
I said that.
Exactly. So that goes to the point that you did not do anything to find out whether the detentions were unlawful.
Wotata fo tembere waya itandi ko e man buko nyin jube ka long mo membe Morocco no fo ila maroni ye mro men kila jam fo luwa ani luwa tata la ban fani luwa manta.
I did not say book.
Okay.
I said you did not do anything to find out whether the detentions were unlawful or not.
Iman silota ka long ko ngol membe Morocco no je fo ani luwa tata la ban fani luwa manta.
You check for two things, you did not check for the third thing.
Ye ku fula jube man ku sabanja wonyin jube.
You looked at who was there and how many people were there.
Ya jube jumala beje anu mo jellel fanam beje.
Hani.
No.
Listen, Mr. Baaji.
Mr. Baaji ko ela moy.
Bela moy ka.
I'm listening to you.
Let's go over again.
Ngomurun
I won't tire.
nte badala.
We would get the answers.
Nde jabiro nyimba sotolal.
You said you took your list.
Ko yela list was ta mol be safirin tol be safirin karon variata.
You checked who was detained there, correct?
Ya jube ka lon jumala be Morocco no je tonya.
Yes.
You checked how many people were detained there,
Ya jube fanan ka lon mo jelle be Morocco no je.
correct?
Tonya.
Yes.
You told us that that is the only thing you did. You did not check whether their detentions were unlawful.
Ye fanya ye kufulo rona jube ma jube ka long fanya molla muto nyi fo luan ani luwa tarale wa fani luwa manta.
Ngole fo enko womu donno responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. That is the responsibility. Because there were people who were responsible for that. Operational aspect. I wasn't responsible for the operational aspect. Because I had other commitments which were what did you find sometime? Okay. Sorry, Council. Could you assist us by asking the witness to slow down his too fast? And
yes, could you speak? Could you give us? Could you answer in short tranches so that they can interpret? Mr. Baaji, hold a second. I understand everything you've said. You are telling us that you did not check whether the detentions were unlawful. Because that responsibility was given to someone else. Is that what you are saying?
Because million ko atata fo mo saba fo mo nan mili doy be responsible no because janna be futalante ma anyanta tala ni wolel.
It's not just one individual, because there were several people who were responsible for that, and before that report comes to me there are 3 individuals which it passes through before that.
It won't be responsibility ka make sure ko mo bodulato at that particular day ya lonko karibi jan ado ni wati nangam leke janni are futalante.
And it is the responsibility of those people to know who was there and for how long.
Not at the far foot at a certain level, Miyaloko is beyond what we mean at Talaji. It will not duty long cat, Taninako, mean state again for you what.
And if any detainee should overstay the required time, it is their responsibility to inform me of that fact. If things were happening that way, and I did nothing about it, then I would accept that I am responsible for that.
But it will be seen responsibility.
But they were there carrying out their responsibilities, just as I was also hired and responsibilities. If people fail to do their responsibilities as expected, and I want to take their responsibilities, add it onto my own, I don't think that is fair to me.
If more than 72 hours, I'll make sure
if I was aware, or if I know that they were there for more than 72 hours, I will give instructions for them to be taken to the courts or to be released. Because that is incumbent upon me. But what about if I wasn't aware?
Be responsible directly.
And there are people who are responsible for that, not me. There are many departments within the agency.
I am giving you the chance to answer, so make sure that your answers are concise, because if you want to jump into other things, it makes it
What I want to say is that is not the only place where I am concentrated with regards to my work.
So
thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to read out from a statement for you. This is the statement of Lamin Kabu. We are going to come into that later. But your answer has compelled me to bring this issue up now. Okay? And this is what Lamin Kabu has to say.
Lamin Kabu
he says he was taken to the NIA. We would come to the issue of his torture and how you handled that. And be rest assured that here we would be fair to everybody.
Bela mani yandi la nyinna ko jang tiara si jang mo benke ndala nyakil mo nyam.
Where you have done things correctly and properly, it would be recorded and noted that you have done things correctly and properly.
Ela do goni wicho ngono fanal me yalon ko yedu ela do goni ke anyama la tilinda anyama baraka on basafira janda ko ela do go ke anyama la ning tilingo kono.
But where you have made mistakes, whether deliberately or not, we would also bring it out. There is no bias here. All we're looking for is truth and justice. And this is what this person said. Let me take it a bit from behind and then we'll talk about it. This Lamin Kabu was brought to the NIA. And perhaps I just want to take it from a convenient point. He said, okay, that same evening we were visited by the then IGP Ensa Baaji, who in the presence of accused persons and NIA top bra stated he was informed by Bunsane about the incident.
You are going fast.
Okay, I'm sorry. He said that same evening we were visited by then Ensa Baaji, who in the presence of all the accused persons and the NIA top brass stated he was informed by Bunsane about the incident, and that as IGP he took it upon himself to see and hear from the horse's mouth, should in case he is asked tomorrow. After looking at my body, he asked the DG Bo Baaji, who did this to me? And he said it was more Job, Jim Drame, and their boys. Is that true or false?
It's false.
That's not true to it.
So you're telling us that Jesus Esa Baaji did not come to NIA headquarters?
Jesus Esa Baaji amanna NIA.
The time that he went to the NIA, I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware. What happened there, what was said there, I wasn't aware.
Did you see Jesus?
Where Jesus Jalaba?
Esa Baaji at NIA headquarters?
NIA la Cordabar.
No.
Okay. But do you know, okay, let me take it differently. Do you know that Lamin Kabu was tortured at the NIA?
Lamin Kabu ya tajireya le NIA.
Yes.
Did you set up an investigations to find out who tortured him?
Before I set up that
answer the question. Did you?
No.
Do you feel that it was your obligation to do so?
Yes, I wanted to do it.
But you did not do it.
Dalil kam?
For a reason.
What reason?
Dalil kam?
When that happened to Lamin Kabu,
Deputy Command,
I called my deputy.
All staff in the NIA headquarters.
All the staff at the NIA headquarters.
Immediately.
All of them were called and asked to come to the ground.
Immediately.
And I put it to them that what I saw today, it never happened in the agency since I took over. Why would it happen today? I would not accept that from anyone. What happened to this guy? If it happened to any one of our relatives, we wouldn't like it. This is not something that I will entertain. I'll make sure that anyone responsible for this would not stay in this place anymore.
We underline that.
No, ngaje markele.
Proceed.
Tenten.
Yamu.
Here.
Adu nye kalam tani yina ko.
And I also made them aware that
Yina kita followed.
this is the first
Yina kita na watwal.
that happened under my tenure.
Ay dan yina.
Let it be the last.
Akana ke kote.
Let it not happen again.
Mr. Baaji,
Mr. Baaji.
I am prepared to accept what you've said.
Ndo parere ne pour ka song yemen fo.
Right? And the investigation is ongoing.
Iskiziro nyinga betenten kanne.
If there is further information about these things, you may be called again to answer.
Ninya tra kibar ko tan soton dan nyuko azikeno nie kumandi ko tanke.
I am not disputing
Mom balande.
that you spoke to the NIA officers.
Ko idiam da NIA do bulalien.
I have no evidence to the contrary.
Man sede ari soto ko to kabala wala.
But
Bari.
you did not investigate who did it.
Bari ma ko kisi ka lon jumale nyinke.
Ma kiskis.
I did not investigate.
Ngafole. Adun ko ko lon ko ngafole.
And it's a clear thing that I did say.
Bari nga nyin kala mutako.
But I was aware that
Ye mole tof.
someone's name was mentioned.
Adu na make so mun tofota.
And I made sure that the person
Be na ma be obangote ya mun kamin foi.
whose names were being mentioned to be there, present, and hear
ka ku noma.
what I wanted to say to them, and I was prepared to follow.
Bari man a time to ma time di na pour na lafta min kel ayke.
I was prepared to make a follow-up, but I
Adu ko
was
jani do noma la.
given the time to make the follow-up.
Fo nga fanjidu la to may lami.
But before I started the follow-up, I found myself in a place where I was not, I did not believe I would be.
That is your theory.
Umida ku wel dimel na te ko.
But we would come to that.
Mbina wotale.
But what I am trying to show is
Lafta kamay tandi jang.
you had an obligation to do something.
Ye do ku duno be kan nyenna kamenke.
You agree that
Isonda
you
wala.
had an obligation
Ko lon kundo duno be wuli nyenna kamenke.
to conduct an
Ka
investigation,
kisikiziro ke.
and as you have said,
Ko me yafo nyame.
to make sure that the persons responsible no longer work here.
Mari o mari nyi membe marali ko nyino akana dogo ko jang ko tanke.
You did not do that.
Ima woke.
You agree.
Isonda wala.
Whether you had time or you did not have
Foye
time,
wato
you
solo-
agree you did not do it.
Foye wato sotole bang fo ima wato sotole bari isonda ko imake.
Wato ni wajbi yata nyele. Katunte do ko kela no ni mantaraji.
The time is incumbent on me, but I did not have the time to do that.
And how soon after that were you removed?
I wati jendel si kabiru ko keren ko laro inata ne bondi.
Ay wati sutunta.
Short while after,
Adun ko ngaji ko.
How long?
I believe that.
I wati jendel ta jendi de bondi.
Ma fenke.
1 month?
Kare killing.
Assassino.
2 months?
Asa dasa.
Kare fula.
It could be a month or less.
Adun ko kabin no fo.
Because after I said that,
Te ngaji ko wole fon kitan na kuoti kam bondi ji.
I believe that was the reason why I was removed.
Okay, all right. Lamin
Kabu
was arrested on 3rd June.
ya muta June karo tilisaba.
You were removed in August.
Ye bondi August karo la kono.
You did not do anything in June.
Imam fenke June karo kono.
You did not do anything in July.
Imam kuge fo July karo fanan kono.
Until the end of August when you were removed.
Fo August karo fadula wato mena yete bondi.
3 months.
Kari saba.
Han.
No.
Well, okay.
Wa kukel.
I
What
did
did you
something.
do?
Ye muneke.
Abrin nyinketa.
After the incident,
Don't tell us you called the meeting. You've already told us.
Kana fonye ko yemi wala kumande yo fonye lan koma.
Be mole koto.
I'm under someone,
Who?
Juma.
Wala president wati.
that is the president.
Nga make soko.
I made sure that
Aya kala mutamune bekere.
he's aware of what was happening.
And what did you do?
Ye muneke.
Atandala ko.
What did you do?
Told him
Ma
that.
inform ka tandala ko nyina hapunta ya.
How did you
Inform him
inform?
of
Ya
what happened.
kala mutani nyaadi le.
Na ko le.
I called him.
Because
And
fenno
what did you tell him?
Ye muna faye.
ngani tandala ko.
I told him that
Lamin Kabo molo mi yalon ko abe doko drug squad.
Lamin Bo Baaji is an agent of the drug squad.
Mi yalon ko telling a request from our authority.
That I personally requested him for him from his authority.
Request mi yalon ko abutana na deputy lama mimbe in charge of operation.
That request came from my deputy who was in charge of operations.
Ya sambana iya.
And he was brought to me.
In the presence of my deputy, they
brought him to me, and in the presence of my deputy, I asked him, "Is this the person that you're looking for?" And he said, "Yes."
Anila DG.
And they are who was Bonsane. I told Bun, these are the people who need him to question him. I left there and went for a security meeting.
State House.
At the State House.
And what happened afterwards?
What meeting last State House?
When I left that meeting from the State House,
Nata office.
I came back to the office. When I got to the office, as soon as I opened my door, Boone called me. And he said, "Do you see what your people have done to me?" I said to him, "What have they done?" And he said to me, "Where are you?" And I told him, "I'm inside the office." And he told me, "I am coming."
Let's make it, let's summarize it.
Okay.
I was there, then he came. When he came with Lamin Kabo, I saw Lamin Kabo and I did not believe.
What did you see?
The state of his body. He was beaten.
By who?
I don't know who.
State House.
Because I wasn't there. I was at the State House.
Okay.
But
just hold a second. Lamin Kabo testified.
Lamin Kabo said
he said he was beaten so badly at the NIA. He had to run away naked.
Sorry.
All the way to their office. At Bokul Street. Naked. And that's how he was brought back to your place.
When he was returning, but
he came naked.
He came
yes, people gave him clothes to wear.
But I saw his body.
Did you dispute, or do you dispute that he was tortured by your people at the NIA?
I cannot deny, but that was not pleasing to me, because if it had happened to my own child, I wouldn't have liked it.
So you said you reported the matter to the president?
Yes.
Did you tell the president that he was tortured by your men at the NIA?
Yes. What would I hide?
Did you tell the president you were going to launch an investigation as to who did it and have the person punished?
Yes.
What did he say to you? You are under oath?
He said, "I'm the one who is going to take the decision." He said he's the one who is going to take the decision.
This is vague. Let's tell us exactly what he said. The name of the person who was going to make the decision.
I'm answerable to authority, well, the president.
The one who can take care of that. I was answerable to the president.
What did Yaya Jammeh say to you?
Yaya Jammeh,
he said to me, my duty is to inform him, to tell him what was happening.
But I'll respond towards me, I wouldn't.
But I cannot force him to give him his response.
I am confused. You told him that you were going to investigate and make sure that the person who did it is punished.
Yes.
What did he say to you?
That's what I'm telling you. At that instant, he did not give me any response. Why he did that, I don't know.
So all these things you said, he did not say them.
I told him what was happening, but he did not give me any response to direct me as what to do.
So did you end that conversation believing that you should do what you thought is right?
O ijikita nyinna loko kabrina yo kachake ko ijikita nyinna loko nyinna kukela mealon ko wala nyanda kake
ni wajibi atam fi ngaji nyami wala nyinti ko me fama fenkela nyanta make sure ko ngakala mutandal.
What was incumbent upon me was to make sure that whatever I did, I kept him abreast.
Because atelbe maradin bankor.
Because he was the one who was and I was under him. My responsibility is to inform him of what was happening and what my intentions were.
So when you brought out your intentions to him, he did not stop you.
Yes, I saw it as an obstacle.
How?
Because if he was someone who was interested, he would have told me to simply go ahead.
But he simply did not say anything.
But I didn't a phone call authority
So yes, but he should have given me the authority to go ahead.
So you believe, you are now telling us, you did not do anything because you believed Yaya Jammeh stopped you.
No.
What are you telling us?
What I'm saying is that before I do anything,
incident happened
since at the time that the incident happened, I called him and I told him, and that was incumbent upon me. I told him instantly that this was happening. And this is my intention. He was the one responsible for me. I was under him. I informed him for the reason that he gives me the go-ahead to do what I wanted to do.
Did he give that go-ahead?
No, he did not give me.
And did you feel constrained to anything because he did not give you that go-ahead?
I wasn't happy.
You weren't. Why were you not happy?
What happened?
I
wanted to do something to serve as a deterrent for any person who comes after who would want to do such behavior. I had this belief that if I did not take any action at that point in time, if someone else were to do the same kind of thing later on and I want to take action, I'll be accused of being biased. This was my problem.
And that was your only reason for not doing anything.
No, to understand.
Because you said you did not get approval from him. That's why you did not.
I'm under someone. I did not appoint myself in that position.
Finally, the report inform force before anything.
It is my duty to ensure that whatever action I took, since I was going to report to him finally, I informed him before.
But you told us a little earlier that you could not do anything because you were removed. So
yes. Yes.
So now the answer is changed.
No.
Because
before that time came,
within a period of
within that period I was removed.
Mr. Baaji, you were there for 3 more months before you were removed. You were there for 3 months.
Itarta je karisaba.
If you wanted to do something, you would have done something. You did not.
I wanted to do something. I did not get the approval.
Okay. Mr. Kabu continued to say that he was kept in the cells. Whilst under detention, there came a man named Alaji Sajo on hospital bed with drips. And his legs were on a bandage. He told me it was Jim Drame who shot him in an attempt to remove Ansumana Fati's clothes from the lodge he was staying.
Jim Drame wala abunga simoto nyin kamal wato alafta Jim Drame la Ansumana Fati bondi la lojoto kala bondo bande jonyi bondi ala lojoto.
Is this true?
Fonyi mutonya la dondiko fonyi mutonyaldi.
Wato mina basu la makalamta.
At the time that he was shooting him, I wasn't aware.
It appears a trend is coming that you want to hear no evil, you want to know no evil, you want to see no evil.
Munda kuolka findina nyaga munda yeti munda mfele ko yeti malafika kuma moyi malafika fellong malafika kuma moyi.
Hani?
No.
Mi bije nga trend menta wala nyinti ko. Ku jamal bije mi yalon ko mi ba keka itilafila ngalo.
The trend I found there was that there are many things that happened there which they never wanted me to be aware of.
Let me proceed.
Attendam.
I was under this horrible condition until one day when DG Bo Baaji was passing by. I called his attention and told him I have been unlawfully, that they have unlawfully kept us for weeks without no just cause. He came up to the door of the cell and said I should know how to talk to him. I told him, telling you nothing but the truth. And then came one Lamin Mane who asked me to shut up. That too is false.
He didn't speak the truth. Because he took an oath. Just as I took an oath. What is very clear to me is this. The condition that he was, what happened to him did not please me. And I am aware the same way he felt it. I felt the same because
you should know how to address.
That never happened.
But Mr. Baaji, what you just said can't be correct.
Mr. Baaji,
you brought him to the NIA, correct? You asked that he be brought to the NIA.
Yes.
You handed him over to your deputy.
What do you mean hand over DG deputy Belori?
I am not asking that. You handed him over to your deputy. True or false?
False.
So how did he? You were there.
Yes.
With Bunsane, the Director General for Drug Law Enforcement.
Yes.
And the arrested person was there, Lamin Kabu. Didn't you just told us a while ago that you asked that he be taken away by your deputy for interrogation? Is that true?
I requested that he be brought in.
Request kanko namole nata yako ibera doko ke watu obstruction only.
I did that because I got a report from my agents that while they were performing their duties, they obstructed them. And that resulted in their failure to achieve their aim.
As far as new security officiality.
What I told them is that as far as he's a security
let's
officer,
not expand the issue. I ask you a discrete question. But just a moment. Mr. Baaji, we would be 100, we would make an effort to be 100% fair to you. But the important thing here is that we must bring out the truth. You told us a little while ago that you asked the Bunsane to bring Lamin Kabu. And you told us, you instructed that he should go with the deputy, your deputy, for interrogation. Is that true or false? It is true or false? You told us that. Is it true or is it false?
What I said. What I said is this. I called Bunu and informed him that my deputy came to me and accused this guy of obstructing them. I told Bunu what was happening. Bunu came with this individual. Okay. With deputy command. I called my deputy. I asked him, is this the man you are requesting? And he said yes. Yes. Then I told Bun,
investigation.
I told Bun that this guy obstructed my officers yesterday as they went out of operations. And he said to me, I'm aware. I was given that information.
But isn't that what I just told you?
But
Mr. Baaji, listen. Just answer the questions. Because if you want to go back and narrate all sorts of things again, we just spend too long here. It's not necessary. What you've just said is what I just said to you.
I want to
narrate exactly what happened. I don't want to accuse anybody.
Did you ask Haidara to go with Lamin Kabu for interrogation?
For ye kalindro ke Lamin Haidara la bang pour anil Lamin Kabu eta pour ginin karol ninjabro eta kun inate ma bang.
Okay, tell kabringa confirmation also from Bun.
That happened after I had a confirmation from Bun.
Exactly. All right. But that day, Lamin Kabu was with your people.
Lamin Kabu anilo abela mullebu.
Yes, I said I left him there and I went away.
And that day, you came back and discovered that he was badly tortured.
Yes, I accepted that and I said it.
Okay. And Lamin Kabu was released after 14 days.
Lamin Kabu inarna bula tiltani nani kola.
Yes.
Was that lawful?
It's unlawful.
Exactly. And you knew it.
No.
Okay, I'll leave it at that, Mr. Chair. I just move on. Because if the witness does not want to know it, he simply does not want to know it. So let's leave it and we move on. The commission would make its findings on the basis of the information that is already available. All right. You were removed from the NIA 3 months after the Lamin Kabu issue.
Anyway, ma
I did not check
count it.
after Lamin Kabu.
But I knew that I was removed after the Lamin Bo incident.
You were removed end of August 2008.
Ye bondi August karo fad lato 2008 sangon.
Yes.
And Lamin Bo was arrested in June.
Sorry, August far mutin.
It was not at the end of August.
August followed la.
It's at the beginning of August.
You have your redeployment letter.
Yeah, later also the me tandi ko ye sound lang.
You would give that to me during the lunch break.
Later on
Okay. Let's go to the heart of the reasons why you were called to testify.
Okay.
Silang ngata ko nyim fangoro dalilo me ya sabu ye kuma ni puriyele sedan rodi.
Do you know why you were removed?
Yalo na dalilo me ya sabu ye bondi ba.
Well, ngaji ko
I believe that the stance I took
agency
to operate or to administer the agency, I believe that that was the reason. Because my time there
as DG,
as a DG, I did not allow anybody to bring anybody in there to be tortured. And I did not also allow anyone to take someone outside to be tortured. And I never got any report indicating to me that anyone has been tortured there.
Well, on that particular point, we just dealt with the Lamin Bo issue. He was tortured.
That was the first.
Okay.
That was the first, and I said it.
And we just looked at the case of Alaji Sajo, who was shot by Jim Drame, and Alaji was brought to the NIA on a hospital bed. That is very dramatic, isn't it?
Not tenure as DG.
During my tenure as the DG.
I don't want a speech. Just answer the question.
There is no one who was issued a weapon. And it surprised me if he said that he was shot. There is no one there who have been issued a weapon or to have been issued a weapon personally by me.
But it's common knowledge that NIA officers, many of them are armed.
It
was not during my tenure.
Okay. Pamo Dufal testified before the commission. He said that he was taken before Alaji Mor Job. And I quote what he said here. This is reported in Gambiana News. That is his testimony before the TRS. He said, I found a pistol on a desk in Alaji Mor's office. And I feared because I didn't know Alaji Mor. He told the commission. So it's common knowledge that NIA officers were armed. None of them were. It would be shocking as Director General you did not know that. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
I don't agree.
Okay, we would move on. Let's leave it at that. All right. I have no evidence to to suggest that you did not try to stop the violations.
Kanying foko emang hani sile simfa danya kilinta pur ka je ko tajire yal ningo nyanda tinyal be kenyi pur ka bantambila nyar.
I will not dispute that.
So nola.
Unless I have evidence to contradict.
Fondi ngatra ngasedi ari jan bamban ningo sura pur ka ko nyi sabatin.
But I have showed you
bar ngai tandiro kela
that while you were there,
wato men ben winje
regardless of what you did,
ka nyaaw nyanyar na yemenke
violations still continue to happen.
Mo nyanda tinyal tendendal ka kije.
You agree with that?
Sonda walal.
Nyanta sije kamin fo ngamin kalamuta wala nyin kilimoti lam kabbu.
The only violation that I was aware of is the one incident of Lamin Bo
and the 50 unlawful detentions.
Ani mo tallulo me yalan ko ye muraje fana wonta yakam.
Mo kalamuta.
I wasn't aware of that.
Okay. All right. The commission would check whether you did everything you should have or could have done to know.
Misamo ba jube la ka je ko fo itala nyaata ko wicho nyingo ye ko ni beta man ni nyala me yalan ko nyana kala wala nyama waranto fo yake nyala me yalan ko yake ani kala mutabali yala kam.
But you believe that you were removed because of the stance you have taken.
Ita jikita nyinna ko dalilo me ya sabu ye bondi nyaata ko yala NIA wala mun nyinti ko simfa da nya yementa ka ko dingira nyinta man.
Yes.
And you in fact said in your statement, I served the army for almost 30 years, and all those who know me know that my yes is my yes and my no is my no. I felt my uncompromising stance and refusal to be a tool for human rights violations led to my redeployment back.
Jikira nyinna ko ila sombali ada mol kula me alango hada manyanti tinyala minka ke e wole dalilo ya sabu inarne bondije ye murundi ko ibenu ndame.
You agree that's your statement?
Isonda wol nyinna ko nyina mila kuma kan safere.
Yes. And that you continue to say that anything that is legal is right and whatever is illegal is wrong.
Ye tentende yabo ko kuma yalan ko ani silo tatal woni luwa tatal ko kuma yalan ko ani amanke silo di woni luwa manda.
As if that is not enough, they felt that the only way to cage me is to frame me up in a coup. That's your statement.
Yes.
Tell us about those allegations of coup d'etat. Perhaps, Mr. Chair, I think it's going to 2 now. Perhaps we should stop it here and proceed with him after the break.
Fine, thank you, Council. We will take the lunch break and come back at 2:40.
Thank you.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek. Loo lañ soxlaati rek. Maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal benn la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi di waxee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw skincare plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skin care products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentey tamit si ay dàlla waaye man nag skin care mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner Kiwi Eye the whole range Lighten Up Gold Tomatine I mean the list can just go on and on and on and on lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox skin care plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu ngi United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses I mean we do shoes name it we do them Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème yi picca boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii
love like fire bring my love like fire
Miss B Designer Outlet is the #1 quality and affordable stop shop for all your needs. Get your evening dresses, suit and ties, office wears for both ladies and gentlemen, beach wears, sport wears, pure leather shoes for men, quality belts, bags, heels for our beautiful ladies, original perfumes, accessories, and a lot more. find us at Kololini Road opposite Gaddafi Mosque at the Aqua Preacher Station, or call us on 295-3411 or 764-2486. Miss B Designer Outlet. Shop right, look good.
When we touch down, better broke down.
With Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
That's how she became mine and see that.